Welcome to our deep dive into the amazing world of the human respiratory system. In this video, we'll explore the intricate structures that allow us to breathe, from the nose all the way down to the lungs. Whether you're studying anatomy or just curious about how we take in oxygen and release carbon dioxide, this video will break it all down for you. So, take a deep breath, and let's start learning about how the respiratory system works to keep us alive and healthy. Imagine you're a tiny oxygen molecule, taking a thrilling journey through the human body. Where would you start, and how would you navigate your way to the ultimate destination, the alveoli? Functions of respiratory system. Breathing. The respiratory system allows us to breathe in oxygen, inspiration, and breathe out carbon dioxide, expiration. Gas exchange. The respiratory system exchanges oxygen for carbon dioxide in the body's cells. Creating sounds. The respiratory system helps us create sounds, such as speech. Smell. The lungs move air past the olfactory nerve so you can smell. Temperature regulation. The lungs warm and humidify the air you breathe in. Acid-base balance. The lungs help maintain the acid-base balance in your blood. Let's discuss. The respiratory system consists of a set of organs and tissues involved in the uptake of oxygen from the atmosphere and the release of carbon dioxide generated during aerobic respiration. This gas exchange is also called breathing, or external respiration. It plays a crucial role in maintaining our body's oxygen supply and removing waste gases. Oxygen travel. This flowchart simplifies a complex process that captures the essential steps involved in oxygen transport and gas exchange within the respiratory system. Air enters through the nose or mouth. It passes through the pharynx and larynx. The trachea carries air down into the bronchi. The bronchi divide into smaller bronchioles. These bronchioles lead to clusters of alveoli in the lungs. In the alveoli, oxygen diffuses into the bloodstream. Carbon dioxide diffuses out of the bloodstream into the alveoli. The diaphragm relaxes, pushing air out of the lungs. Air exits through the trachea, larynx, and either the nose or mouth. Nose and nasal cavity. The nose serves as the primary entry point for air. Inside the nose, we find the nasal cavity, which filters incoming air, removing dust and particles, warms and humidifies the air before it reaches the lungs, and contains olfactory receptors for our sense of smell. Mouth and oral cavity. The mouth can also serve as an alternate entry point for air. The oral cavity plays a minor role in respiration but is essential for speech and swallowing. If the nasal passages are blocked, breathing through the mouth becomes essential. Pharynx, throat. The pharynx connects the nasal cavity and mouth to the trachea. It serves as a common pathway for both air and food. The epiglottis, a flap-like structure in the pharynx, prevents food from entering the trachea during swallowing. Larynx. Voice box. The larynx is a tough, flexible segment of the respiratory tract that connects the pharynx, the back of the nose and throat, to the trachea, windpipe. It allows air to pass through it while preventing food and drink from blocking the airway. Trachea, windpipe. The trachea is a wide, hollow tube that connects the larynx to the bronchi, airways, of the lungs. Its primary function is to enable airflow to and from the lungs. This preparation ensures that the air entering the lungs is at an optimal temperature and humidity level for efficient gas exchange. Bronchi. The bronchi are the main airways into the lungs. When you breathe, air enters your body through your mouth or nose and passes through the larynx and trachea. The trachea branches into a bronchus in each lung. The bronchi are equipped with tiny, hair-like structures called cilia. Cilia help move mucus out of your lungs, keeping the bronchi clean and healthy. Bronchioles. Bronchioles are small, branching air passages inside the lungs. They serve as conduits for air, connecting the larger bronchi to the alveoli. Alveoli are where gas exchange occurs, oxygen enters the bloodstream, and carbon dioxide is removed during exhalation. Bronchioles deliver air to a diffuse network of approximately 300 million alveoli. Alveoli. Alveoli are tiny, air sacs located at the end of the bronchioles. These structures play a crucial role in gas exchange during breathing. In the alveolus, oxygen molecules move through a single layer of lung cells, entering the bloodstream. Simultaneously, carbon dioxide, CO2, molecules pass from the bloodstream into the alveolus. Let's discuss gas exchange. During external respiration, oxygen-rich air enters the alveoli during inhalation. Oxygen molecules diffuse across the thin alveolar walls into the bloodstream, where they bind to hemoglobin in red blood cells. Simultaneously, carbon dioxide, produced by cellular metabolism, diffuses from the blood into the alveoli. During internal respiration, oxygen is delivered to body tissues, and carbon dioxide is removed from the tissues and transported back to the lungs for exhalation. During external respiration, oxygen-rich air enters the alveoli during inhalation. Oxygen molecules diffuse across the thin alveolar walls into the bloodstream, where they bind to hemoglobin in red blood cells. Simultaneously, carbon dioxide, produced by cellular metabolism, diffuses from the blood into the alveoli. During internal respiration, oxygen is delivered to body tissues, and carbon dioxide is removed from the tissues and transported back to the lungs for exhalation. A cross-section of an alveolus, plural, alveoli, reveals its structure and the key components that make it vital for gas exchange in the lungs. Here's what you would see in a cross-sectional diagram of an alveolus. Lobes of the lungs. The right lung has 3 lobes. Superior lobe, middle lobe, and inferior lobe. The left lung has 2 lobes. Superior lobe and inferior lobe. And that wraps up our journey through the anatomy of the respiratory system. From the nose to the alveoli, we've seen how each part plays a crucial role in keeping us alive and breathing. I hope you now have a clearer understanding of how our body takes in oxygen and expels carbon dioxide, keeping everything in balance. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more fascinating insights into human anatomy. Breathe easy, this is Shady signing off, and I'll see you in the next video.